Oi, tudo bom? My name is Joshua Radin, and I'm from Los Angeles. And this is my first time in Rio de Janeiro. Very excited. Thank you for having me. Yes, I would say I do. And it was the most fun I've had in the studio. We did the whole record almost live over like 3 days. So it was just me and my friends in the studio hanging out, and just I'd play them a song and I'd say, what do you guys think? Drums come in here? Sure, great. You know, and we'd play through it a few times and pick the best one. And so it was very easy, no pressure. The record I'm making now, that comes out in February, it's called Here Right Now, and that I used a producer. And I think the album is better sounding, but it's not as fun. It's fun, but it's not as fun as just having your friends in the studio play live, you know?
More special.
Yeah. Well, it's special for, you know, it's
From
one
your
special
heart.
because I feel like this is the one I'm gonna put out in February. I feel like is the best album I've ever made, sounding but yeah, less fun to make it. No, it just happened. In fact, it happened before I even decided to be a professional musician. That's how I decided to be a professional musician. I used to be an art teacher for little kids, and I bought a guitar when I was 30. And I didn't grow up playing music at all. Nothing, no instruments. And I learned a few chords on the guitar, and a few songs I learned to play by like Bob Dylan. And then I decided, well, I'm a writer. I'll try to write my own song, just, you know, for fun, you know. And I wrote this really sad song because I was going through a breakup with my girlfriend at the time, and it's called Winter. And a friend of mine was on a TV show, and he heard the song, and he goes, I think we should put that on the TV show. And I was like, okay. And then the show aired, and then all these people, like millions of people, started trying to call the studio that made NBC, that makes the TV show, Scrubs. And they were like, who's that song? Who's that artist? And so they were calling me saying, you might want to try this as a profession. People seem to like it. So I just started writing more songs. And then now it's been about 100 of my songs have been in movies and TV shows. And I think that's how most people know my music all over the world. It's great. I mean, that's how you can come to a place like South America and never have been here. And maybe some people show up because they like Grey's Anatomy, or they like Scrubs, or, you know, any of these TV series that have used my songs. Usually it's falling in and out of love. Whenever I go through a breakup, I tend to write more that are like more sad songs. And then when I meet a new girl, and then sometimes I write not about love, just about my family, my friends. Sometimes I go to a museum and I see a painting and I'm like, that makes me want to write a song. Or a lot of times I'm reading books, and the author I'll read one line in the book, and I'll say, oh, that's a great sentiment. I wonder if I could write a song about that whole one line. And yeah, sometimes it happens that way. Never know. It's sort of like all my songs are personal. They're like diary entries that I set to music. So it's really, I try to make myself as vulnerable as possible for the listener. And I feel like that's what people respond to most, when you really open up about things that have caused you pain, or maybe you feel embarrassed about, or anyway, making you feel vulnerable. Because everyone feels that, has their insecurities. And I think the best artists embrace their insecurities rather than say, you know, act so confident and say, I have no insecurities. You know, so I think that's where the best art comes from. Not just me, any artist. Amazing. Well, tonight is my first Brazilian show, so I don't know what the audience is going to be like yet. But in Argentina, they were amazing. We'll see. I hope Brazil's even better. But it's been amazing to be here. We had like 3 days off in Rio here, the last 3 days. And it's just been so amazing to be tourists and walk around and see everything and eat the amazing food. All the people we've met have been so friendly, such a warm people. I love that. Well, I just usually listen to Spotify. So I bring thousands of albums.
But which are your favorites?
My favorite album of all time is Van Morrison's Astral Weeks. I listen to that almost every day when I have coffee in the morning. I listen to the Beatles' Revolver a lot. I listen to Bob Dylan's Blonde on Blonde a lot. I listen to the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds a lot. That's always a good traveling album. All of it.
But
Last night I had the carioca rice with the shrimp. That was incredible. I've loved the caipirinhas, cachaça. But my favorite thing I've done here so far is samba dancing. So that's been my favorite.
okay, thank you so much.
No
So
problem.